Hey everybody, Kurt here from Paradise Adventures. So today I decided to come out to Fossli Provincial Park here in Port Alberni. I've been away for the past month, working out of province, so I'm finally home for a couple weeks. And now being October, the fall colors are out in full swing. And I've been to this park many times, and I remember that there's lots of maple trees in here. So I made a note to make sure I come back here when the colors are turning, the leaves are changing, to see if I can find some good shots of some fall colors. There's a waterfall here that I've tried to take pictures of many times. It's a difficult one because it's kind of sunken back into a canyon, but you'll see it here in a little bit. But there's lots of opportunities along the riverbed here. You can probably hear it. I'm walking along the edge of the river now, and I've taken photos here this past spring and summer, but I've never been able to get in here yet with the fall colors and take some good photos. So lots of opportunities in here. There's lots of ferns, lots of moss, lots of big trees, some old growth, some second growth, and maple trees, fir trees. Yeah, we're gonna have to take our time, find some good compositions, work our way through it. I'm really looking for some really nice, deep, rich yellows, reds for some of those fall colors, and then incorporating that into a river scene with some nice flowing water with that. So anyway, thanks for tagging along, and we'll see if we can find out some compositions here. Here's one spot along the river that I've taken pictures of before. You can see it right in the rocks here. Lots of oranges and reds, especially in amongst here. And I've taken some great pictures in there. And I might come back up here and actually take a photo of this. There's some fallen leaves there that adds a bit of character to the photo. But it's a great river system that comes down, and it keeps on flowing down the falls. And I'm going to take a walk down to the falls and see what I see down there, and then might come back up here and take this shot again. The video doesn't really pick it up, but when you take a picture of this in post-processing, you can really pull out those reds and oranges in through here. I'm down Riverside here again, and this shot right here that you're looking at has some potential. So it's hard to see right now because I'm on video mode, but there's the maple tree, really tall maple trees, and the leaves are turning. Then it comes down to the river's flowing here, and we got some nice deep dark green mossy rocks. And then behind me on this side, we got the waterfall back there. So this is kind of what I was telling you before, was this waterfall is a little bit difficult to take a picture of because it's tucked in back and behind there. But we're getting some nice light rays back in there, and we got some good water flow even down through here, and those mossy rocks and some fallen leaves add some character to it. This might be a good shot too. So I think what I'm gonna do, set the tripod up and throw on a polarizer and an ND filter and see if I can line up a composition in through here that would make sense. And then turn around and get that shot in behind me too. Okay, I've lined up a composition here, and because I just love what's going on here with the, got some fallen maple leaves, we got the water coming up. Let's just switch to regular photo mode so you can see better. There we go. So we got some beautiful light coming in that's glowing, reflecting off these mossy rocks. We've got these maple leaves here floating in the water, adding some good character, showing the fall season. And then this water flow is leading your eye up. And then on the other side of the bank, we got this cool stump with some moss growing on there. It looks like a question mark. So I've taken a shot of that before, but I'm just loving how green these rocks are. And I threw on a 3-stop ND filter and a polarizer. And I'm just gonna switch to pro mode now, see if that's gonna be enough stops of light. So I'm at ISO 50, shutter speed's at 1 second, which puts me at just minus 1.0 exposure, which is usually where I want to be when I'm shooting waterfalls. Just make sure the focus is where I want it to be. Set it to infinity and put a timer on for 2 seconds. Let's have a look at this one. That's actually not too bad. Although, I want to try 0.5 seconds. I'll have to bring that ISO up a little bit to bring the exposure up. Yeah, ISO 100 at 0.5 seconds. The reason why I like that 0.5 second shutter speed when you got lots of heavy water flow like this, so you still get the detail in the water, so it doesn't look entirely blown out like silky smooth. I don't like it when it looks like pillow clouds and you don't get any detail in the water. But so 1 second might be okay, but I do like to take the a little bit faster shutter speed too. So let's take this one and see what it looks like. As I keep working my way up to the falls, I keep seeing another composition that I like. And I'm looking at the falls over there, and there's some pretty harsh direct light coming just before the falls. So I'm not sure if I'm actually going to be able to get a good picture of it because it's coming off the rock so hard. But anyway, here's another composition that I like. And I'm liking the autumn colors on the other side here, but just how much these mossy green rocks are just glowing. This looks amazing. And then we got this beautiful water flow coming right down the middle. So I'm going to take a shot of that and let you have a look, and then we'll keep going here. So I got ISO 64, 3-stop ND filter with a polarizer, and 0.5 second shutter speed. So this is the waterfall I was talking about, and this is the problem. I got the light rays. We got some beautiful light rays coming through here, which looks fantastic. And we're getting some mist coming through here from the falls, but the light off these rocks is just too harsh. And what happens is, like, I've got a polarizer and a ND filter on there right now, and it just makes this too dark back in here. So what I need is this light ray to come through, but the light coming off those rocks needs to settle down a little bit. So maybe I'll just wait for some cloud cover or the sun to move a little bit more off those rocks, and we might get lucky. Otherwise, it just gets too dark and underexposed in there behind the waterfall. And that's why I've always had a problem with this waterfall in here, even though it looks amazing. But so what I'm going to do instead is turn around and go to the other fall scene behind me with the tall maple trees and the river, and see if I can get a good shot in there. I decided I'm just going to try at least get one shot of the falls from an angle like this. I don't know how it's going to turn out, but let's just see. Let's try that. So I actually got the tripod balancing on top of a fallen log across the river here, but at least we get the water flow leading your eye up. We got reflective light coming off the mossy green rocks, and then it goes up to the falls and behind. You can just see some light rays. So I don't know how it's going to turn out, but I'll let you see it here and you let me know. I tried to play around with this scene behind me here, right in through here, but I'm just not feeling it. Looking through the camera, trying some different angles. You can't really see it from the front-facing camera I've got here recording, but there's a lot of debris in through there. It wasn't making for a very nice shot. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep walking down the trail, and you can actually get farther down this riverbed. There's more maple trees, and maybe I'll find something down there that's looks more of that fallish color theme that I'm looking for. Alright, so I was having a hard time finding a composition that was going to give me that fall theme. So I kind of settled on this one for now. And what I got going on here, so I got this rock boulder here in the foreground. We got some water flow here, and I like this green mossy rock, the way the light's reflecting off of it. All these fallen maple leaves, and then this just reaching in here, there's an old maple leaf or maple tree, the branch coming down with its fall colors turning, and it's kind of framing in the top. And then we got the lights coming in here. So I'm just using the regular camera lens right now. I tried putting the 58mm on and it was too close in, and then I put the wide on, it was too wide. So I'm going with this, but I don't have the adapter for the moment case to put lens filters on there without an actual lens. So what I'm doing right now is I'm just holding a 3-stop ND filter and a polarizer, and I'm just going to put it right over top of the camera lens and hold it there steady. I'm just going to turn it until right there where it's cutting up the reflections. So I'm going to switch to Pro mode now. And so we got ISO 50. ISO 50 1 second. Focuses on affinity. 2-second timer. Let's have a go at this. So my phone battery died there, and I got a power pack with me, but I didn't bring the charging cable, so I had to cut it short there yesterday. So this is actually day 2 of this episode. I came back to finish the vlog and get some more pictures, because there's just so much opportunity in here for some nice fall themed pictures. So I came back. This is day 2. I'm gonna pick a couple more compositions and walk you through it with some screen sharing so you can see how I do it. And then I'm gonna walk around and try and find some more intimate shots, some more close-up fall theme shots, and something a little bit more different than I usually do. And if I find some, I'll show them to you at the end of the video here. But if you're still watching this, thanks for sticking around. And I got this one little spot that I'm at right now. Showed it to you earlier, but it's got some great color in the rocks in the water. So I'm gonna line up a composition and show you, and we'll get through it together. Okay, so hopefully you can hear me okay. I've curled up to the side of this rock here, and I've lined up a composition. I've tried to take this photo before, but it just never turned out. The light was too harsh, or there just wasn't enough water flow, or wasn't interesting enough. But what I've got going on here, you can see, is the amount of color in there. And we've got some autumn colors with some fallen leaves right there, which I love, on both sides. We got great water flow. The light today is very subdued, natural light. It's a soft light. It's fantastic for taking water shots like this. But there is some light. You can see a bit of reflective light coming off the green moss there, which is fantastic. So right now I'm using the 58mm moment lens. So I'm zoomed in with a 2x optical zoom. I've got a 3-stop ND filter and a polarizer on front. And I'll show you, those of you who don't know, the polarizer, it cuts out reflections in the water and on the rocks. And also brings out the colors, the deep rich colors. So just by turning the front, you can see how much reflection is coming off that water and those rocks. But you keep turning it so you get the desired look. And right about there, you see that? So you can cut out the reflection of the water and the rocks for the most part, and brings out those greens. So let's just switch to Pro mode. Okay, we got ISO 50. Okay, we gotta slow that shutter speed down. 0.5 seconds is usually my favorite for water. And ISO 50 was focus. Typically I put, because I don't focus stack, I'm using the Android phone, and it's a little bit harder to do that. You can do it in Snapseed, but you gotta have a perfectly still shot. So what I do is I put the focus to infinity. Timer, 2-second timer, and let's see what we get. So I walked down the trail a little bit more, and I came across this kind of meadow here that's got a full canopy of maple trees and mixed in with some alders. And it's just, the ground floor is just loaded with ferns. And they're really tall, actually. They come up right to my chest, some of them. But I'm gonna walk around and see if I can find some more compositions. And I'll leave you with some more photos that I've taken over the last couple days, and I hope they inspire you to get out there and enjoy this fall, this October season. And if you enjoyed it, got something out of it, give it a like. So consider subscribing if you already haven't. And we'll see you on the next adventure.